welcome back to In the Can. Very interesting documentary we're going to be talking about right now. It's called Rich Hill, and we've got pretty much everybody in the movie and directors all here in studio. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for having
How's everyone
us.
doing?
Yeah.
We have directors Andrew Palermo and Tracy Tragos, Apache West, Harley Hood, and Andrew Jewell. Welcome, guys. Did you ever thought that you'd see your life on the big screen?
No.
No, not really.
I didn't.
Not really? What happened? I mean, I know that, first of all, you're first cousins,
Yes.
and you co-directed this film, and you both have roots in Rich Hill. Tell me how this film even got off the ground.
Yeah, Tracy and I just were talking once in LA and mentioned that Rich Hill, this place that our family's from, has really changed over the years, and we brought our cameras and sort of just started, and then eventually met these boys.
Yeah, we cast a wide net at first, and we talked to a lot of people, but when we met these fine young men here and went into their homes and really had a connection with their families and also saw a lot of the challenges that they were facing, we're like, these are the stories we want to tell.
So Rich Hill is a very small town in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you guys got your roots. So you really just decided to tell a story about the town without knowing that these young men here were going to be such a big part of the project, right?
Yeah. On the very first trip in December of 2011, we were kind of interviewing a bunch of people, and we met Apache at school, and we were touched. He was amazing and just so sweet, and he's embarrassed to say to hear, but just awesome, just such a good guy.
Your whole
and
persona just got blown out of the
Yeah,
water by the way,
sorry,
tough guy here.
he's just, we were just all of these guys are awesome and just so nice, and and so loving with their families, and it was just incredible, and we were just so drawn to them.
And that's one of the things I really noticed is, when you live in a small town, it's all about surviving. It's all about family. And I was just really touched by, some of the things that I saw in the film. I remember one scene, I think maybe, was it you, Harley, that you were talking to a school counselor or somebody?
Principal.
And they said that the most important thing in your life was education.
Yeah.
And you said, what'd you say?
My education's not important to me. My family's the most important.
Right. And I think, that almost kind of summed up the whole vibe and personality of this film, because it really is a day-to-day thing where you cling to the things you love and you just survive, right? Let's talk about how it was made. Did you guys like having cameras following you around all over the place?
Well, I did, and I kind of figured that it would show an image of how people shouldn't judge others by the way they look or by the way they act. They should really get to know their story first.
Were you worried about that? I mean, you guys are just living your lives, right? Were you worried about what other people thought? Were you worried about
I ain't
reaction?
got no worries.
I ain't got no worries.
I've never seen three more confident guys in my life, by the way.
Honestly, for me at first, it was kind of creepy, but then a couple months later, it's like, hey, this is pretty cool. I fell in love with these two people.
Yeah? Well, let's talk
awesome.
about that. I mean, you guys kind of roll into town, and you create these relationships, make these connections. Was it hard at first to let these two into your lives, and especially into the lives of your family? Because, these guys were coming in with cameras into your homes, right, and meeting your families.
Well, at first, I was kind of like, I don't know if this is all for real or not, And after I did a little bit of research, I found out it was, and then I got to know them better, and that's whenever I kind of fell in love with them, invited them to be my family.
Cool.
Well, how they got to know me was they were following my cousin around, which she has a baby. He's 2, he'll be 3 in August 5th. But my little cousin's awesome. But then they saw my life story and just...
There were so many stories that we would love to have told, and when you make a documentary, you have hours and hours of footage, and so there's a lot of stuff that's on the cutting room floor, but we couldn't overpopulate it, and ultimately we just we felt like these 3 stories were really strong and meaningful, and we centered on them and their families. So.
Well, let's take a look. I know you brought a clip. It's a trailer actually for the film, so let's take a look at Rich Hill. So what was it like? I know you had your premiere the other day, and what was it like to actually see this film with a whole bunch of strangers in the same room, and then after that get up and have to answer their questions? I mean,
Well, actually, I couldn't stop laughing. Every time I was talking, I couldn't stop laughing because I'd say something stupid, like just out of the water. And I yelled at my grandma. Well, not really yelled, but I did my Little John impression. And it's like yelling, what? And then be like, okay. It's funny. But it was cool. I liked it.
Good. Well, you know what? The film is playing throughout the week. I know you've still got some screenings and some Q&As. You guys' experience isn't even nearly over yet, but you know, it's a powerful story. And Sundance is glad to have it, and hopefully this film will have a long life after Sundance. Thanks, everybody. Andrew, Tracy, Apache, Harley, the other Andrew, thanks for being here. And we'll be back with more in the can after this.
Thank you.